everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're doing another Women of Horror Spotlight. Today I have a returning guest. She's an author, and she has a book that's out on pre-order right now, and it's called A Twist of the Lens. Welcome back, Elizabeth DeVecchi. Elizabeth, welcome back to the Horror Room.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Now, listen, I saw the trailer that your daughter Alessia has done. It was amazing for your new book, A
Thank
Twist of the
you.
Lens. You're welcome. So tell us a little bit about it.
So this is I guess the main theme of the book is kind of it takes a village to raise a child, and that's kind of a repeating theme. But what if you happen to trust the wrong villager? So it ends up being there's kind of a past and a present story running parallel to each other, and we're trying to reach some sort of redemption for our main character during a lot of the story.
Now, was it hard as an author to jump back and forth between two different timelines?
Not for this, it wasn't too hard because this started as a short story. So the backstory was actually the first thing I wrote. It was a short story, and then originally I submitted it for it was like a crime anthology, and I'd never tried to write anything like that before. And then it ended up making the short list, and then ultimately got cut because I guess they could take only two of the longer stories, and or no, one of the two longer stories, so mine got cut. But they asked if they could keep it in case they did a second volume. And after a while, I thought, hey, this could actually become a novel. So I ended up writing the present tense for the character and uh, kind of added pieces of the original story into it. So it wasn't too hard because I just had to decide where to put the backstory in.
And this book and this story brings up a great and terrifying aspect because it's the people who, we're closest to. We feel like we have to trust them. But what happens when they're the villain?
Right. And it's the main character originally is a child, so a child's view, very innocent view of people, and maybe this child in particular's parents trust the the person that shouldn't be trusted, should we say? So you're a kid and you're looking at your parents like, well, they trust the guy, so I guess I should too.
Now, did you use any real life personal experience when writing the story?
This one, no, not really.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, this is definitely a story where unfortunately, Elizabeth, a lot of people, as a child, they they've been through something like this, and then
Hmm.
like also too, like when things do happen, you tell the parents because the parents trust this person. Do they believe the child or not?
Right. And I think that a lot of our situations in life are just right place, right time, or wrong place, wrong time. So, it's everyone or people might think that, oh, that could never happen to me. But when you're a kid and you're in that phase where you can be pretty easily molded, it does happen to come down to who you run into and the experiences you have while you're growing up. So.
Now, and you were saying that you originally wrote this as a short story. Well,
Yes.
when I hear authors, say that, my full length novel was originally a short story and I'd expand the universe. Was it tough for you to do? Because I mean, in your mind, you meant it for this to be a short story, and now you got to span a short story into a full novel.
Right. It was I mean, it was a little bit difficult, but because the story kind of stuck with me and the character kind of stuck with me, um, I don't know, I kind of had a feeling that this character was already growing up in my mind and I just had to put it on paper. So it wasn't too hard, but then there were certain situations I've never written. This was my first time writing a novel in the present tense, first person, which is not an easy thing to do. But I had to go back a few times to make sure I everything jived, and I would find myself, adding a past tense in, and I'd have to go back and change that again. But I think that was more challenging than growing the character because this particular character just kind of stuck with me. And you were asking about real life experience. I did have to do research for this novel on motorcycles because I didn't know anything about motorcycles, and one of the main characters kind of in the story is a 1952 Indian Roadmaster bike. So I had a great time researching that. There's dealership nearby and a museum that's not too far away in Colorado Springs where I actually got to see one up close, and I got to see the little shift, the suicide gear, which I didn't know about even when I started writing the story. And then when I actually saw the bike and got to talk to someone who knew about it, I kind of learned the little ins and outs about it. And now I kind of want one, but
You want?
the dangers of research.
But I mean that's something because I talk to a lot of authors, and when you start, it's as an author, you definitely want just your story to seem as legitimate as possible, and research is important, even on the
Mhm.
little things.
Yes, it is. And there are so many rabbit holes that when I am researching for a novel or even just a short story, there are so many rabbit holes that I fall down that I've got this bucket list of things I want to do now that just keeps growing with every new story. So,
Now, so your book right now is on pre-order,
yes.
and by the way, I love the cover on it.
Oh, thanks. That was Blaine Diggle, Wicked House.
Oh, shout out, definitely.
Hmm.
Because I mean, I love, artists. Because a lot of authors are using AI covers.
Yes, I know. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And which is nothing wrong with, but at the same time, there's something different about
Yes. I mean, I
having
would
an
rather
actual
have a
physical artist.
simplistic cover. Um, I don't know. I would rather have a simplistic cover that someone puts their blood and sweat into than something generated by, not a person.
Now, are you worried about AI taking over writing?
um, I'm not really. I mean, it's not something that I really think about. Am I annoyed by it? Yes. What was that group that said they were going to write all these novels, AI, and put them out into the market? I read something about that, but I'm not really that concerned maybe yet because I've read some stuff that's AI and it just so far it doesn't have that human touch.
It doesn't.
So no, it's kind of a mashup of, you find an author that you like and you kind of get used to their voice and the way they present things. And I think AI just doesn't have that yet. Hopefully it won't because
Yes, I agree.
I think we really need to get people's experiences with the world. So
I agree. 'Cause, I mean, thank God YouTube has taken down AI creators because
yes.
there's people doing what I was doing, and they were using AI to do
Yeah.
it, and like that's some bullshit.
It is. When I noticed, so was it Pinterest? Now I'm getting all these notice. It used to be you found all these crafts, and now you have to look at it twice, three times to see if it's an actual thing or not.
Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely getting scary out there.
Yes.
Now listen, your book's on pre-order. It's going to be coming out, in a couple of weeks. What
Hmm.
does that feel like an author for that build up for that book to finally get released?
It feels good because a lot of passion went into this book. And I mean, I love all of them like they're my children, but this one was it was different for me. It's a different kind of book, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing what people think of it. And it actually happens to come out on the very same day that my first book, Whisper in the Dark, is coming out in audiobook. So I'll kind of be
Nice.
celebrating them both at the same time. And now with the first book, it was a little bit different because, it's that very first time that the book's coming out and you've never had anything published. This time it's more of okay, now I have the juggling, the balls in the air, which ball am I throwing up? This one I'm promoting, this one I'm editing, this one's coming out now. So it's a little more complicated than the first one was.
Now, are you constantly watching the pre-orders to see how many people are pre-ordering?
No.
No, you're not looking at all.
Nope. In fact, I'm working on, I have book three has been signed, but what I'm trying to get into a cycle where I'm promoting this one. This one's coming out. This one I'd like to edit one more time before it goes into the professional editor, book three. And then I'm finishing up writing book four. So I don't have time to look,
Look,
honestly.
So where do you find time for this? Because listen, guys, I mean, I have great stories for horror movies, horror books, but it's the time, to sit
Yes.
down. How do you find time?
Um, it's not easy. It's not because I still have my youngest is still living, he's only 16, so he's still living at home. We've got all the, high school drama. Did you do your homework? All that kind of stuff. And then we have a zoo in the house. We've got the dog, three cats, a lizard, beetles. So there isn't a whole lot of time, which is why sometimes when I really feel like I have this, I really need to get it down, I will leave the house and I'll go to, there's a couple places nearby like Convict Coffee, Perfect Blend, these little coffee shop type places that I can go in there and I can write, have my coffee, and I can't see the laundry, so it's not
Hmm.
there. And, I can turn off the phone so I'm not getting a text, hey, mom, I forgot my trombone at home or something like that. So you really have to try to carve out the time intentionally.
Now, does it help you as a writer to be in a coffee shop writing and people watching? Does that give you ideas for people mannerisms or characters?
Yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. And I think it's like the background hum, the noise that kind of takes you away from the things that you have to do back home, and you're out in the world. Like I was just on a really long flight, and I have a short story that's going to be coming out kind of to celebrate the release of A Twist of the Lens. It has nothing to do with A Twist of the Lens, but it's through Wicked House Publishing. They have a Patreon now, so there's an interview up for me on the Patreon, and there'll be this original exclusive short story that I have to finish writing, but that will also be coming out. And I was working on it on the plane, and it was the sounds just being kind of in limbo where you've left one place, you're heading to another, so you're kind of everywhere and nowhere all at once, but you've got this little tube of people around you, and I really think it helped me to get into writing the story that I need to finish.
For me, like when it comes to, as you know, it's 10:30 at night for me. So like I am a night person. Like when the
Hmm.
house is quiet, the cat's not running around making any noise. This is the no one's calling me, no text messages. This is the
Hmm.
time that I like to, create and edit. And like, so I love people who can go out and about and have all this going on and still not be focused. See, I would be just staring off in damn place, looking focusing on other people.
No, I don't know. Like I'm actually pretty good at tuning out. For me, it's harder being in the house because I know that there are things I need to do. There's always something that needs to be done. And I'll look out and like, well, I should probably clean that, or oh shoot, there's laundry. So it's easier for me to remove myself from that possibility. And I'll bring some headphones or something and kind of zone out to work. And usually I actually work better in the morning than I do in the evening, because afternoon evening is when my son's home from school, and everyone wants to eat, the animals, and early in the morning, even the dog still, we have a dog that does not like to wake up early in the morning, so he's still sleeping. Everybody else is quiet, so I can kind of creep down into the kitchen and write, and before people wake up too. That's morning is, and right now actually for me it's, though it's what, 8:30 where I am in Colorado, I just got back 2 days ago from Italy, so it's about 4 a.m. for me right now. So
Oh,
it's a little bit odd, but but I'm
yeah.
working with it.
Now I've had your daughter Leslie on the show. She's a great filmmaker.
Yes.
Now, your kids, do they read your work?
Yes. So Alessia, she didn't read the first one because it creeped her out, like the creature aspect of it creeped her out. So she read kind of bits and pieces of it, and she did the book trailer for that one too. Um, she has told me that this one is her favorite of the books I've written so far. She hasn't read the fourth one because I'm not done. Um, I'm not to the point where I'm ready to pass it off for someone to read besides me yet, but she likes the concept of that one too. They read my short stories. give me input. And actually, right now, she is in Rome for the year doing a film master's. And it just so happens that book three takes place in Italy. So I've told her, hey, get some good footage so you
Nice.
can do that third book trailer when it comes time. So,
That's amazing. Now your son, he doesn't read in your work.
yeah, no,
He's-
he reads my work too. In fact, the
Okay.
youngest, so I have three kids. I
Mhm.
have a 24, Alessia, 21, Franco, and then my youngest, William or Liam, he is, it was his friend's little brother who played the part of the boy in my book trailer, and then his friend was the bully in the book trailer too. And so he, like, they're all involved in some way in helping me promotional wise or giving me input. Sometimes we have this game that I called hunting for words because when you're writing something and the word is right there but you cannot come up with it no matter what you do. I'll call up like I can't find a word and then I've got kids, is it this, is it that, what is the definition or whatever. So they help out a lot. It's good. I had no idea how to use Canva either, to make promotions, stuff like that. Well, they use it in high school, so my son taught me how to use that. I really see it as a family affair.
Now, besides coming on the number one indie horror YouTube channel,
Mhm.
what are some other ways that you have that there's some new authors who are about to release their book? What are some things that you've done that have been successful in promoting your book?
I mean, I've joined different groups on different social media outlets, but I like to do a lot of personal outreach, and I reached out to the Barnes and Nobles, local bookstores, and things like that. And I think one of the best things I did was I joined, maybe not this many if you're starting out, but I joined 4 book clubs, and they're go in person book clubs, and they've been so supportive. And I joined them before my first book even came out, and they kind of pushed me to read genres and books that I may not have picked up on my own. And then you're with a bunch of people who love books, so they were very supportive. So when I do have an event, I know I have people coming out to support me and who get the word out and help me out with that too. So the more personal outreach I can do, conferences and things like that, the better.
I 100% agree. And I mean, even on the YouTube side,
Hmm.
getting out in front of people, whether it be conventions, book festivals, that is definitely the way to go. I've had people asking about the YouTube channel. I'm like, you social media is great.
Hmm.
It's a great tool, but unfortunately, it's flooded with everybody else promoting their stuff.
Yes.
And so you have to get that one-on-one
Right.
personal experience with people, and that's how you can definitely grow.
Right. And I get that a lot of authors, I'm actually an introvert like many other authors, but I think when you start talking about your book with people, I mean, that's your baby. You created that.
Hmm.
It becomes a lot easier to engage. And when you're talking to people who love to read because they're at a book conference or they're at a bookstore where you're signing, I think it just gets easier and easier as time goes by to engage with readers.
I 100% agree. 100% agree. All right, Elizabeth, where can everyone find you and pre-order your book?
So it's on Barnes and Noble, Amazon, and um, if you go to my website, which is elizabethdevecchi.com, excuse me, then I have kind of all the different links up there. There are a couple anthologies I haven't put up yet, but most everything is there. And not only, but on the very first page of my website, you can see the book trailer for book two. And if you go into the book section of the website, you can see the book trailer for book one as well.
Sweet. And down in the description box is the link to Elizabeth's website. So definitely go check out and pre-order your copy of A Twist of the Lens.
Thank you.
Elizabeth, been a blast to have you on as always.
Thank you. I enjoy being on. Again, this is another way that I can engage with readers. And though it's not, face to face, it's still a lot more real than putting up a post or something like that.
Exactly. And if you're a author, please come to my channel because I'm a great interviewer for introverts because I'm an introvert myself, believe it or not.
So you
So
understand.
yes, I 100% understand. And people are like,
Mhm.
"How can you be an introvert and you're interviewing people all the time?" I'm like, I just force myself through it. Like, yes,
Exactly. I've
yes.
done some video. The first video was the hardest. I will say
Hmm.
that was the very hardest video. And then after that, it does get easier. I mean, when you're planning for it, it may not seem like it's going to be easier, but it gets easier.
100%. It really does.
Hmm.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for coming into another edition of the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and that's Elizabeth DeVecchi. We'll see you next time, and grab your copy of A Twist of the Lens. Thank you.
Thank you.